6. Why great leaders still need management skills. Central thread. Vision without execution becomes frustration. There is a kind of leader who can fill a room with possibility and empty it of confidence by Monday afternoon. They cast vision. They name the future. They inspire people. Everyone leaves the meeting stirred and ready. Then the week begins, and no one knows the next step. Priorities are vague. Decisions are delayed. Details fall through the cracks. The vision was real, but the execution was missing. That is why great leaders still need management skills. Not because management is the opposite of leadership, but because management is often how leadership becomes trustworthy. The discipline beneath the dream. Vision is powerful, but vision does not organize itself. Someone has to translate direction into decisions. Someone has to decide what comes first, what waits, what gets resourced, what gets measured, and what gets stopped. A leader who refuses management discipline eventually creates emotional whiplash. The team hears big language but experiences confusion. They are asked to believe in a future that has no operational path. People do not need every detail before they move, but they do need enough structure to know their effort will not be wasted. Execution builds credibility. Execution is not glamorous, but it builds credibility. Follow-through tells people this matters enough for us to make it real. When leaders consistently fail to manage the commitments attached to their own vision, people become careful. They may still nod in the meeting, but inwardly, they start waiting to see whether this is another idea that will fade. That is one reason management is a form of respect. It respects people's time. It respects their energy. It respects the cost of asking them to care. What leaders should manage? A leader does not need to manage every detail, but there are certain things a leader must help manage well. First, priorities. If everything matters equally, nothing receives the focus it deserves. Second, communication rhythm. People should not have to guess where to find the truth. Third, decision ownership. Every important initiative needs someone who knows they are responsible. Fourth, follow through. What gets promised should be revisited, adjusted, completed, or honestly closed. These are not small administrative chores. They are trust mechanisms. The frustration of unmanaged vision. Unmanaged vision creates a particular kind of exhaustion because people feel inspired and unsupported at the same time. They want to believe, they want to help, but the path is so unclear that every step requires interpretation. Eventually, the team starts doing emotional math. How much should we invest in this? Is this a real direction or just a moment of enthusiasm? Will this still matter next month? Are we allowed to stop doing something else, or is this one more priority on top of all the others? That emotional math is expensive. It drains trust. It makes people cautious in the presence of vision, not because they dislike the future, but because they have learned that inspiration without management can cost them dearly. The leader's management minimums. Every leader needs a few management minimums. You do not need to become the most detail-oriented person in the organization, but you do need enough discipline to make your leadership credible. Minimum 1, decide what matters now. Minimum 2, communicate what changed and what did not. Minimum 3, assign ownership clearly. Minimum 4, create a rhythm for review. Minimum 5, close loops when commitments change. Those minimums sound plain because they are, but plain does not mean optional. These are the habits that keep vision from becoming vapor. They let people know that when the leader speaks, the organization will actually align behavior around the words. Humility in the details. Some leaders resist management because details make them feel constrained. But details are often where love of the mission becomes visible. If the mission matters, the budget matters. If people matter, the meeting rhythm matters. If excellence matters, the handoff matters. If trust matters, the follow-up matters. Management skills teach leaders to honor the ordinary places where trust is either built or broken. A missed detail is not always a moral failure. But a pattern of neglected details tells people that the leader wants the emotional reward of vision without the disciplined responsibility of implementation. Turning vision into a week. The real test of vision is whether it can survive translation into a normal week, not a retreat, not a launch meeting. A normal week with interruptions, limited time, unexpected needs, and tired people. Ask of any vision. What will this change about Tuesday? What meeting will be different? What decision will we make differently? What will we stop doing? What will we measure? Who needs to know? Who needs to own the next step? Those questions are not meant to reduce vision. They are meant to honor it. If the vision cannot touch the calendar, it will probably not touch the culture. Management is the bridge between the future we describe and the week people actually live. Without that bridge, vision stays suspended in the air. With it, people can walk. So do the humble work of translation. Take the big sentence and turn it into a next action. Take the desired culture and turn it into a repeated behavior. Take the goal and turn it into ownership. That is where leadership becomes real. This week, look at one vision, goal, or initiative you are carrying. Then ask, have we managed this well enough for people to trust it? Is the next step clear? Is ownership clear? Is the rhythm clear? Is the measure of progress clear? Have we removed something else to make room for this? Or did we simply add inspiration on top of exhaustion? Leadership without management can become noise. Management without leadership can become routine. But when vision and execution meet, people can believe, move, and keep moving. To go deeper, visit southonleadership.com and follow along on all our social media for books, courses, and more leadership resources.